Well, there's my little guys, well, 3 kittens and mama. There's Feather, and there's that's Paws, that's Dixie, that's Onyx on the other side, and there's Feather right there. So what I like doing sometimes is if I open up a can of tuna fish, I usually get the cheaper kind of tuna fish because it's got a lot of broth in it, you know, like I don't know, like Star-Kissed or something. And when you put that on top of the cat food and you mix it in there, boy, they really love that. Especially when it's tuna cat food, originally tuna and chicken. So that's their second helping. Meow meow, huh? So they're healthy cats, man. They haven't been to the vet yet, but they're healthy. They're going to be going. I talked to somebody yesterday, actually last night, and she had a lot of cats. What she used to do is she'd get a dog kennel cage, and she put them all in there in one shot. And this way they're all together, because I was thinking, you know, I'd rather do that if they're all together. I got one large kitty cage, like for a full-size cat. It could actually even take a small dog. And I got one that's more like for a kitten size. So I got 2 of them, but I might get a big one that's actually for a dog. This way I can put all of them in there and bring them down to the vet all at once. I'm going to wait at least a month though, and you know, whatever they can do. I mean, maybe the shots, maybe Feather will get fixed. I'm not sure, you know, whatever they tell me, you know. I'm not sure who's a male and who's a female yet. I think Onyx is a female, the one that's over there. This one I never really seen the back of the other 2 that very well. They might all be females for all I know. Freaking boy, that'd be something. If they started multiplying, it'd be like having 50 cats here inside of no time. But they'll be getting fixed. So they're pretty little cats. My other little guys inside, they got the same deal with the tuna fish broth on top of their food. They love that. I mean, I don't give them just tuna fish broth. They'd gobble that up like crazy. I don't really think that's good to throw on the food like as a flavor. That's what it is. I mean, it's not really good to just give them pure tuna fish broth all the time. Right? I guess once in a while it's no big deal, but I throw it on their food as a flavor sometimes. I'm not sure if it's a good thing to put on there every single day, but you know, every once in a while I do it. But boy, when I put that on there, this is their second helping. They're just gobbling it right up. So make sure they're all well fed and everything. Right, cutie pie. At Dixie, it's so funny how these cats turned out. Because Boots still comes by. I still see him, and I have indications. Sometimes I see him on a security camera, but I always see the food going down and stuff. He's up there. He just kind of rolls in for a pit stop a few times at night, get his food, and he's going out, whatever he's doing. I don't know. Call him Boots a Confederate cat. He's out there hunting for Yankees. he's our Confederate scout. But it's amazing, you know, how the 3 kittens came out. Like this cat here, Paws, has the 4 white paws and a white bottom, just like Boots. You know, the white underside, underbelly, just like Boots. But the cat is mainly black, just like the mother, Feather, right? Onyx, well, actually, Feather is black, but kind of like mahogany color too. You'll see it out in the sun. She's got a little bit of white in the breast, a few white strands of fur. Onyx is exactly the same way. And I used to have a cat named Onyx, and I figured that's a good name for a black cat. And then Dixie, somebody who gave me that name. That was a good call, because Dixie's the one that looks like Boots. It's got the same markings, even though it doesn't have some of the brown in there. It's got the grayish. It's got basically the same markings as the father. And I call that, you know, Boots. I always call them Boots, the Confederate cats. I figured I'd call that one Dixie. So anyway, and I want to tell you something on this cat video that you know, I always put a lot of videos out about, you know, ParaZapper and stuff. And also Spooky too. I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to make any specific videos or specific claims or give you any kind of proof or anything, but that ParaZapper, for one, if you use it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just continue to use it, some of the worst ailments that are probably, you know, I mean, you can have some of the worst things in the world. It's probably going to work. Spooky too. the plasma, there's one thing that I'm almost dead certain it works on, and I want to get into details, is that it is the plasma settings that were done by John White for the cancer. That works. Almost damn sure of it. I don't really want to put it out there too much, because I think if I'd rather have people kind of discover it on their own, because if I put a video out there and it got 100,000 hits or some crazy thing like that, okay, that'd be good for me getting 100,000 hits, but then again, that alerts the money side. And I know there's a lot of disinformation out there about what works and what doesn't work, and actually a lot of these best methods that are quote-unquote alternative, they have use. They don't always work for every damn thing. You know, I think a spooky plasma would probably work for every damn thing if you knew all the frequencies. But when they know the actual right frequencies that were discovered back, that Royal Rife used back in the 1930s, it's going to work. But ParaZapper, you know, the big limitation on that is you can't really get it deep inside the body, but still it does get fairly deep inside the body. And actually, if you use the right contact method, like the 4-point contact method, 3 points positive, 1 point ground, it's gonna work. But ParaZapper is easy because you can wear it all the time. So, you know, you ever have a biological agent thrown at us or some crap like that? I got several ParaZappers. I got lots of rechargeable batteries. I have the solar panels to recharge them with and all that other stuff. And yeah, I know I'd be wearing that 24 hours a day. That thing actually works. It's not going to work every freaking time, but it's going to work probably better than most of the pharmaceutical medicines out there that they consider miracles. It definitely has effect on a lot of things. So I don't want to get into a special video on that though. But I'm 100% sure that I'm 100% convinced that Spooky 2 Plasma with the John White specifically set cancer settings, what he set up there for the plasma, work for cancer. You know, if that gets out big time, I don't know what's going to happen. They'll probably make it illegal in the United States and legal in, you know, other side of the world or something, so you Americans don't get it or something. I don't really know. Don't know, but so I don't want to put it out there in a dramatic way, because, you know, people say, where's the proof? And I don't want to give them the proof. I don't want to tell them where. And I know that there's a lot of disinformation and exaggerations out there in this alternative health garbage. Oh, is there? There's plants that are put out there, and then there's people that repeat the planted information, and there's people that, you know, oh yeah, I know the pharmaceutical isn't the best thing in the world, but even that isn't the worst. Pharmaceutical is not all bad. But you know, there's better methods out there usually. Sometimes you actually need a pharmaceutical. But, you know, I want to tell you that people are, you know, I could put out lies if I wanted to, which I'm not, but it's easy. People are very gullible. I've noticed that people can, you can get a lot of hits over something that is not correct, and the truth isn't really popular. So, but I don't want the truth getting out there too quick anyway on some of this stuff, because it's going to get attacked, because there's a lot of money at stake. The pharmaceutical industry is $1.5 trillion worldwide as of a couple years ago, and it could be drastically reduced with some of this electronic devices that are out with the plasma, and just the ParaZapper itself. That thing is so damn simple, so compact, and so little that, and so you could actually wear it all day. That thing works. You know, I proved it already with the Thunderbolt body tester. It raised my body voltage before I even got the Thunderbolt, the ParaZapper, just using it a lot, many hours a day. So there's a lot that's out there that's true, and there's a lot of cute talk and disinformation out there, big time. And I'm not one of I don't put disinformation out, man. Not at all. Not at all, man. If I say I don't know something, I don't know it. But I'm 100% sure that the ParaZapper, when used 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, more than likely it's going to help you immensely with, you know, some kind of biological agent or whatever they throw at you, bird flu or whatever. It may actually thwart it 100%. And also that Spooky 2 plasma, that thing, from what I've seen so far, it works on cancer like crazy. That's the John White settings though. You got to use the plasma, the Spooky Central plasma with the John White specific settings. Works like crazy with the 4 hertz gate and all that stuff like that, and the 2 frequencies he has in there that are gated at 4 hertz. It works like crazy. People aren't going to believe it, but you know what? Whatever. They'll find, you know, I already know, and I'm glad I got one of those things, to tell you the truth.